back at it. This time, though, installing some files tonight. Another casual stream, checking out the Voodoo 5500 on this here system. Gonna pick some stuff up, see what happens. That's good. Yeah. So, the stream tonight, this is again more experimentation with the Voodoo 5500, or the Voodoo 5500. Specifically looking at DirectX 9 on Windows 98. So, primary goal was, can I get Mountain Blade, this guy here, running on Windows 98 on the Voodoo 5. Assuming you're not going to have all Direct 3D 9 calls, of course. But can we get it to boot? Can we get it to run? Sup, Sam? And that led down the road of, once again, I found myself always with Windows 98 and some of these graphics cards. Should we try installing DirectX 9? Are there any issues with that? Things like that. And from everything I saw, there shouldn't be any downside to having DirectX 9 installed. Possibly may need to adjust which renderer I use on a given newer game. If I want to, say, leverage DirectX 8, which would be a higher compatibility for just features on the card, on the Voodoo, compared to 9, or even 7. 7 would be ideal. But more so, this at least gives default files being present on the system to actually launch a game, and then best case scenario is that the game will run with graphical features missing, basically, or slight graphical hiccups in places that don't really matter. So, for instance, looking at Temple of Elemental Evil, something I tried earlier today, cinematics had some weird, color line things happening. This was with just having DirectX 8.1 on the system, and this game is looking for, in theory, a DirectX 9 card. But the game itself runs, and runs good. And there's no obvious graphical issues in game. It's just with when video content was playing. So, that kind of leaves me going, well, what should we try here? What can we do? So, for digging through at least the local disks I have, we got DirectX 9.0B installed in the system right now. Not C, but B. I think I have a game around here that does have a Windows 98 installed for 9C, but if I really need it, is when I'll try to dig it up. That'd be kind of a worst case scenario for something like Mountain Blade, because Mountain Blade so far has been, it just can't initialize the Direct 3D device, which is a better error that I had before, which was DirectX 9 was missing, and then panic ensued on the system. Mountain Blade is also a kind of game that's put together that sort of, I would say, brings along a degree of jankiness with it. So in terms of how it would treat a system, it wouldn't be so surprising that all of a sudden there are issues with trying to run it on something that, especially something that's not an NT system. I'm actually so surprised that, at least on the box, it says Windows 98 2000 ME XP Vista. So it's like, it's claiming it'll run the OS at least. I'm hoping it will allow some sort of 3D device initialization that's not going to be like, I don't know. Because like even running DX Diag, for example, where it runs certain drawing routines with even DirectX 9 calls, the Voodoo 5 passes those tests, like the very basic spinning cube tests with DirectX 7, 8, 9 routine calls, everything passes. So like the basic implementation's there, but I don't expect like TNL to be there or anything like that. Probably some texture writing stuff is not going to be there. It really depends on what Mountain Blade tries to do for an initialization step. I was hoping to kind of get away with maybe just have enough new DirectX stuff there that it'll just do alright. That's a good question. We could try UT 2004. It's like UT 2004, honestly Morrowind, but we have tried that before already. And Neverwinter Nights in particular, those three really lend themselves much better to having a better CPU along with this going on. So part of me kind of wants to wait on the CPU to be here. That way we get kind of a fair shake of what's happening. Neverwinter Nights boots, but it's super slow, and it's a rough time. UT 2004, I think will probably boot, but it'll probably be slow performance. Apparently, I think 2003 still had some sort of glide renderer. 2004, at least in the non-Windows installs, had an OpenGL renderer. I don't know if that's available on the Windows install with a later patch or anything. That would definitely be the direction I'd want to go, just to have most likely a higher compatibility and better performance on the Voodoo. And then, what else was I thinking of? Those are kind of the main ones. It's just really, performance gets hit to a certain point with the CPU with a lot of those. Oh yeah, and like software mode will run. There's no worries about the software mode. It's about trying to get some sort of other renderer going besides the software renderer. I would have personal interest in trying to get the OpenGL renderer going, which I think might be Mac and Linux only at this point. But again, I don't know if that ever actually got ported or brought over to Windows. I would anticipate a better time on the Voodoo with that. I think everything else, like the demo videos for like the Voodoo 6000, were all using the Direct 3D renderer at that point, with a lot of help from the CPU. Like, I think those are usually using like those are on NT machines, and those are using like Athlon CPUs, well above 1 gigahertz stuff going on. But yeah, like, I don't have any doubt that 2004 would run. Oh, Rise of Nations, that'd be another interesting one, which I actually do have over here. Yay, Rise of Nations, everyone's favorite. This should go. It would go a lot better with the CPU upgrade, but should, at least for this video card. I mean, shoot, we technically had it like limping along on the Rage. That was a tough time. Oh, oof. Right now we're installing Warhammer Fire Warrior again, because this was a game that required DirectX 9. Partly I was seeing what version of DirectX 9 it had on the system. Or, yeah, I know. Or like what version it had on the install disk, which I think is just straight up DirectX 9. It's not B or C. I think the last time I installed DirectX 9C, I had to get a separate installer off the internet and install it. So I think we kind of start running, at least in terms of ones that are included on games, we start running into an issue where those are really relegated to NT, and the ones I've tried, they're like, this file's missing, I'm not going to run, good luck. And I don't blame them. I do not blame the installers one bit on that. I pulled DirectX 9B off of my UT 2004 Editor's Choice Edition install. So I was trying to see if I had anything from 2005, 2006 that would be on a Windows 98 situation. I pulled out like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 to see if that would happen to run on 98. Don't know. It does? Okay. And it does include DirectX 9C. So we'll see how Fire Warrior runs, and then we'll try Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which I should meet the bare minimum, minus some special video card support. Well, actually, I'm below bare minimum because it's asking for at least 1 gigahertz for the CPU on a P3, and we don't have that in here yet. So, but that'll at least enable us to see that can we then hop back to Mountain Blade and see if it'll run, as long as this installer would work. And then that would at least open up the widest range of things beyond doing like the next step of alternate drivers, alternate OpenGL drivers, and all that stuff, which on the whole seem like they start supporting other extensions, sacrificing CPU performance. So I don't know if that's something where it's these particular extensions kick it over to the CPU to run that rendering, as opposed to the GPU having things on hardware that can do support for like OpenGL 1.1 and Direct3D 7 or Glide. Which is like, that's cool, you got the support there, but it's like, CPU bail me out, please. Please, please, please. Which I guess that's all you can do at that point. But if Fire Warrior runs, that's bonus. Cool. If somehow Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 runs, you get the whole trilogy on here. I was actually very surprised about Temple of Elemental Evil, though. I thought that was going to be a game that would just struggle. Like, the requirements themselves... The hardware requirements themselves for Temple of Elemental Evil seemed fairly modest. Because it was like a minimum of a 700 megahertz P3. It goes up to a recommended 1.7 gigahertz P4, but it's like if you got that kind of minimum, there's got to be a lot of stuff you can just disable. And then the video card is recommending a 64 megs of video memory. So it kind of fits the bill of what it is, which is an isometric RPG experience, not like a super duper 3D thing going on like what Neverwinter Nights is doing. But it runs, like, in game, it runs good. Like, I'm very happy with it. It's not... The only compromises are probably visual features that are turned off because everything's just sort of scaled down low, but it doesn't look like a potato in terms of running it. Does it have any bracketing around the slot 1? I think the support brackets for the card are missing. Though I think I have other motherboards that I could probably salvage a bracket from if needed. I'm assuming this is in light of needing support for the Slockit heatsink and such. Which also that came in here. I can pull that out real quick. Back. yeah, so like, yeah, I don't have anything over the top of the sides or any kind of plastic shroud or anything. That was just like with, because I'm using a completely different case. Like, I don't have the Dell case itself. I am using an aftermarket big old desktop case. So part of that is that I'm not running vertical. Everything is flat. So if anything, I might be a little bit worried of like kind of leaning forward from the weight. But honestly, the problem is much better minimized because the CPU isn't slotted in horizontal like it would be in a tower configuration. Which is one thing I liked about this case. This is the actual low-profile heatsink and fan. Pure copper heatsink by Evercool. To get the comparison to what I had on my old experiment here. Probably see the comparison there. So I think that will be a much better balanced situation. Everything seems to be spec'd to support up to like 1.4 gigahertz running on like a standard Pentium 3 on this. So I think TDP wise we should be good with this guy. So I'm hoping the combination of my flat vertical orientation of the socket in the board and just a smaller profile fan and heatsink will be good enough for the board itself. I won't really know until I get in there though, but having done this last time, actually last time I think it worked okay with the bigger heatsink as well in terms of just sitting there. The CPU just never booted because it was a hack job. So I guess cool is the operative word for sure. Let's go Fire Warrior. Let's go Fire Warrior. Let's get it. I still need to get some more thermal compound. I have run out of thermal compound, well, decent thermal compound. The last bit I used was on the Voodoo 5, actually, to get the 2 heat sinks on there. I wisely and obviously decided to not use the included compound from the heatsink and fans that were from the 2001. So, yeah. But that means like a quick trip to Best Buy to get like some TX4 or something, and that'll be good enough. I do have liquid metal on hand still. Oh, that's from... Don't worry about that. That is from Mountain Blade being a butt. We'll have to restart the system because Mountain Blade is real finicky. You did give me some MX4, and that's what I mean. I've already used it up. There might be another... there might be another tube in the collection, but I'm pretty sure I used like a lot of it up. Alright, thank you. See, this is all thanks to Mountain Blade. Ignore all that. Mountain Blade made a fool of my system. And yeah, I still want to try to run it. Because the box says Windows 98. That's really the only reason. Well, that and it's the legendary mount and blade. That's requirement, like beyond the DirectX and the like graphic extension requirements. The requirements for Mountain Blade are actually pretty modest. 512 megs of RAM, at least 64 megs of video memory. I don't know if there's any kind of actual processor requirements, but I remember those being kind of low too. Maybe in the 1 gigahertz range. Like, it's not a world beater in terms of requirements. That's what it comes down to. Alright, we've had a fresh install, or fresh restart. Mountain Blade can't hurt us anymore for a while. Let's try Fire Warrior. Is there a .NET framework? Interesting. Let's see what Rollercoaster Tycoon does. Actually, first let's see on the disk 2 of Fire Warrior if that has the .NET redistributable. Yes, I would. Oh, the places we're going right now. IE6. You know what would be cool as part of that big old install process? To look for these and install them and not have me go down the rabbit hole of, oh, you're missing .NET. Get the .NET thing. Yeah, okay, well, oh, you can't do that. You need web browser update. When you have them all on the disk, just install them from the disk. Or, you know what people usually do that are sane? They have little checkboxes that say, which ones do you want to do? And I go, okay, I'll do those. I mean, they prompt me about DirectX, but I was like, I got 9B on here. Why would I need? And it still may not work. You still might be like, oh, DirectX can't do something. Hey, the IE help engine. Yay. Okay. IE6, which honestly I don't mind having that. It's actually handy to have. I had not updated any browsers on here, and I do use a browser for old net stuff sometimes. Do I have to restart? Okay. That's fine. This is fine. But if it requires a restart, why didn't you prompt me to restart? I'll just step on all the rakes. That's fine. Why would... Sure. This is what happens. You start playing outside the bounds of the playground. This is what happens. Now we're getting into, like, life support. That's what we're doing. Now we're getting to that whole Windows 98 has to stay alive for some ungodly reason. Let's try to backport things to it and all that, because who would try to run this on Windows 98 on things that shouldn't be running things? Drums, 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 drums. Change the world here. A lot of system settings being updated here. Actually, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And, like, this system is quickly being put into where it's not really much in terms of DOS that's really happening on here. The stuff that can be done, I mean, let's be real. It's like the video card isn't going to be able to do it for sure. Maybe, like, but actually, I would not want to run any glide DOS stuff on here. The amount of hassle it is to try to stand that up through environment variables and all that, like, it's not worth it. That's not what this is built for. That's where I would do an older system with, like, a Voodoo 2. So even a Voodoo 3, like, you lose some compatibility with DOS stuff. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. Hey, here we go. This is very much a Windows 98 gaming system. If I were to do a NT system, I would, like, I wouldn't mind using Windows 2000, but I would definitely be making a different choice in video card. I'd probably go with some sort of NVIDIA card. Just because, see, it's harder. It's like, is there a time where I'd run 2K rather than, like, XP? So XP has a lot of, like, old Windows compatibility niceness in there too. Like, XP is so solid. Like besides just having the fun of a Windows 2000 machine, that'd be, like, the only thing. Like, if I wanted to run dual Pentium 3s, something like that, that's kind of where I start getting at with it. Yeah. It's not really in a spot where it's, I need to run in Windows 2000. So I think even folks have used... It is. There are some, like you mentioned, I get away from DOS stuff. There's some DOS stuff I jump back to every now and then. I honestly like working in Windows 98. there could be some development tool issues jumping to 2000 with this thing. But I'm hitting like that upper echelon of compatibility. Right, well, I mean, like, I wouldn't put this machine on Windows XP. I'm not saying that. This machine has no business running Windows XP. That's more of if I were to build a system around Windows 2000, I would have a hard time like making a specific system that's really like a beyond. I'd be making it to have Windows 2000. I wouldn't be building a system because I need a Windows 2000 system. That's kind of what it ends up being. Unless, like you said, you get away from DOS stuff altogether. Then, yeah. Though there's even some stuff I have game-wise that's old enough that it wouldn't run on NT very well. Let's see if this runs. Was that it? Oh, something's happening. You good? I think we finally broke through, ladies and gentlemen. I think we finally got there. That's fair. Graphics. Yep. Yep. Let's do it, baby. Let's see how Fire Warrior plays. Or not. What am I running at right now? Let's go to 16-bit color. Okay, let's go to here. Try 3D. Oh, let's turn sampling off. Let's do that at the start. Apply. Okay. Let's see if that plays a little better. And we'll just set this on 16-bit. Whoa. Yeah. That's what we got. Yep. Let's see if it runs. Nope. No, sir, does not run. Okay. So, Fire Warrior is a... We tried. That's a no-go. Not, Roger, no. I tried windowed. No. Tries to start the device and it just goes, no, we're not doing that. That's a no. Okay. Well, since we're here, come on, disk. Thank you. Takes a little bit sometimes. I mean, it's certainly an appropriate platform for Windows 2000. Yeah, I do think like the variety of things I have, I still like having that DOS stuff in the background. Yeah, I myself, it's like there are systems that are definitely appropriate for various OSs and environments. I certainly wouldn't have any arguments with those. It was originally set for 32-bit color, and the video mode was 32-bit color for trying to launch the game. I then switched everything back to 16-bit to see if it'd make a difference. It didn't, so here we are. I'll probably need to switch this over for Mountain Blade, though. Cool. So, Mountain Blade is going to give me issues now. Yep. Sure is. Yep. Yep. Mountain Blade does not work on here either. So that's good to know. Yep. Mountain Blade is a... No. It's not the game that runs on here. So we're 0 for 2 on the DirectX 9 adventure. Yeah, Fire Warrior, no, and Mountain Blade, definitely not. Mountain Blade, the creativity of the crashing Mountain Blade does is, yeah. It says Windows 9X, I would not run this outside of NT. No, sir. I would not recommend it. Well, that's good. I look forward to trying Arx Fatalis as well, especially with this video card thrown at it. I think it'll run pretty decent. Pretty decent. And I've heard of like other DirectX wrappers. I don't know if that's all just related to newer systems and not like on something weird legacy like this. But again, it's like, it's fun to try on here a little bit. Like, I wouldn't overclock anything to get something running, but it's more of a curiosity, and that's knowing that this system is not built for these games. Not for anything DirectX 9 for sure. Even if I had a period correct video card, I'm like, in my mind, that's where it gets to the sort of boundary of using Windows 98 or not using Windows 98. Like, DirectX 8.1 is really the limit there. Let's try Roller Coaster Tycoon. So otherwise, it's like you're literally setting yourself up for a subpar experience with a product. Unless you just super upgrade the system. But then if you upgrade a system with all of that, why not go NT and then have further stability with patches and support? Like, we're no longer at a place where it's like I'm waiting on the release of an OS. Or like I'm not cost prohibited from upgrading an OS necessarily. That's just making a choice, sometimes just downloading an ISO and then going at it. Like, running Windows 98 only after getting into tools or really old games is kind of a hard requirement. See what you do, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's got the coaster cam, okay? So, recognize. Actually, here's a good NT question, or Windows 2000 question. Does Windows 2000 support the gamepad connector, the multi-pin MIDI connector on the back of the sound card still? So no XP got rid of that support. You basically just are running sometimes serial, usually USB at that point. Well, serial's over there, but you know what I mean. I look forward to seeing all this run as it should on this video card, and nothing will ever go wrong. And this is also the Platinum Edition, so we got 2 expansions and the full game of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So there you go. Gotcha. Because I don't know if that was something they got rid of in NT, or if that was an XP sort of thing they got rid of. Well, this adventure, I mean, there's the DirectX upgrade stuff, but got a .NET redistributable package installed now, which none of that there's a C++ issue with Divine Divinity. But then got a newer version of IE. That's cool. Those water reflections, that's going to happen. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. But again, the one I really cared about was Temple of Elemental Evil, and that runs, so I'm happy. I see. Interesting. I'm trying to remember what device I was trying to use before. Way back in the day, but then I found out, oh, XP doesn't support that anymore. I don't know if that's a Sidewinder joystick or what. It was something, and then I was just like trying to see what were hacky ways of going again. But then again, you start getting to trying to use something that really isn't period appropriate for the system, not really what it's built for. Man, I really want to buy an ATI Radeon card now. Don't know why. Though, honestly, demos, man. Demos. I still gotta try the Glide demos on here, because there are ways to get the old Glide demos working on this card. That also can't be a comfortable position. She's like leaning back, kind of. And now we're Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 soaked. Water parks. Hot sun, cool waves, and wicked water. Sucked. I actually haven't played much of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I mean, the one I've played the most is 1. I played maybe like a 10-20 hours total of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. But that's like over a span of many years. Compared to 1, like, I love me some Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. That's such a good game. It's so good. It's like that and Sim Golf together. That's... doesn't get better than that. Tough to beat. installs take forever. So this pork you're doing right now, is this going into the soup that you made the stock for? Is that kind of the idea? I think you said you have pork belly going on? We do light shows. That's cool. Fire's doing all right. Oh, I gotta share stuff online too. So I think in light of the difficulties of Mountain Blade on this system, I'd probably have that run on my I'd really like to get it running on my SOI system I have. It's like dual GeForce 9500 GTs. And that is that a 939 socket? I think that is. I think it's a dual core 939 socket. So try to do like dual core CPU, dual GPUs. Have a decent sound card in there because I was trying to get like Tron 2.0 really running nice on it. I'd probably target something like that. It's either that or it's going to be the XP 64-bit system, which is with my super duper AGP card in there, and that's the socket that came before 939. That's in there, but that's also a peppy little XP system. Just beyond that, like, if I had to run it on a newer box altogether, I might as well just get it through Steam. Like, then I'm just running on like my Windows 10 box, and then I'll just get it through Steam real cheap and not to mess with the disk, and updates are already there and all that. Honestly, no one else is a system that is a really good Windows 2000 system is that Armada laptop. In particular, because all the drivers just work, the docking station just works. Everything is just like seamless. Windows 98 takes a lot of work to get that laptop configured. Okay, keyboard to compliment the soup kits. Oh, nice. I like it. So get some nice like warm your belly, warm your soul food stuff. I like it. We also have cold weather right now. I think it's supposed to be up to 8 degrees tomorrow. I think it's going to be the coldest day out of the what we have coming up. It's we have the pellet stove going at pretty much max blast just to keep things above 63 degrees. Might even have to turn on the gas fireplace either tonight or tomorrow. It's cold. It's very cold. Yeah, that's fair. It's gonna have that food on stock on hand. I think it took me a bit to get all of our Christmas cooking stuff redone as before it went bad, but like done as like leftover dishes, things put in the freezer, things like that. I ended up turning a cheese ball I made into a cheese sauce for beef sandwiches, so kind of like an Arby's sandwich situation sort of thing. Oh, that's too bad. Poor green beans. The ham that we had, I turned that into, what was that? Oh, I did a ham and potato soup, and then also made that ham and cabbage dish. We had a bunch of charcuterie board items. I ended up taking like the summer sausage and all those cheeses and made like it's basically like a hamburger helper sort of thing, but it's like a spicy pasta dish, lightly cheesed together, but heavier on like tomato and sun-dried tomatoes. And then the meat in there, just sort of that cured meat with the sun-dried tomato really gives it have a salty, sharp taste. It's quite good. Still eating through Buckeyes. we need to send some of those things out to other folks. A lot of Buckeyes. Besides that, there is the pork stuff that I made into enchiladas a few times, and we have enchiladas in the freezer on hand now. I actually made 2 separate dishes of Who hash. One I cooked up for Christmas, the other one I put in the freezer for a later date. What else? I mean, there's things we ate through, like we ate through the pizzas I made. I think I did buy a bunch of green beans as well. We ended up trimming those and rinsing them, just put them in the freezer because we can't get to them right now. We saw some broccoli from when I did some steam stuff that we need to use up. It's still good. Fresh has been really cold. They might make like a broccoli cheese soup with that. What else? I mean, I was able to take care of all the Christmas food I made, which was great. And made like quality leftover dishes out of them. Even have extra supplies like canned corn and Jiffy mix to make another corn casserole as needed. I think we have a fresh supply of sour cream in the fridge, so we could do that. Actually, we have a lot of cottage cheese too. I might end up making like a spaghetti pizza. So I have a whole thing of like dried pepperoni still. I don't know if we got any white cheese. I probably want to get some Mott's again, but actually I need to get some spaghetti too. We don't have any spaghetti, so I would have to get a few items, but I could use up some of the cottage cheese and some pepperoni, make like a spaghetti pizza. That'd be pretty good. I'd still have to get some beef to do more beef sandwiches too, and buns. There's things to get, things to make. But no, I feel you on the, I want to use the things in the fridge to not have them go bad before they go bad. That is fair. One thing I want to check here is the score for the Miami game. I'm assuming they lost. Oh yeah, they got beat by the Chiefs bad. Wow. So, Texans are moving on. Chiefs are moving on. I hear Hunter crying, so I'm gonna have to grab him here. Yeah. I might go see if help is needed for that. Be right back. guy. I know. You okay? I know. So tired. So tired. I know. Yeah, you may got a little sweaty. You had everyone hugging up on you. Yeah. Oh yeah, up. It was on the ground over there, so I was like, I'll just take that one.
One of mine.
Yeah.
I think there's still one in our bed.
Oh, probably. Poor guy. See, you're always loved. You got Kirky with you, Puffy's with you, Hunter with you. Yay.
I think he has a water bottle. There.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Love you.
Anything else?
Not right now. I'm gonna try to run the what you call it, pellet stove down to try to empty it out and get it going again. It'll be a whopping 8 degrees tomorrow. Is tomorrow the coldest day we got coming up?
Isn't it's one of the coldest ones?
Yeah. Cause that's single digit tomorrow, for sure. What?
Yeah, probably so last week. One of the days we took to like 4.
Okay. Are you a Turok dinosaur hunter? Do you like hunting dinosaurs? But okay, you know, so we might have another colder day ahead too.
I think it's we're not supposed to see above freezing until either late this coming week or the weekend or next week. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be cold for a bit.
I got you.
Sorry, but good luck.
Yeah, sorry, worst case, I might bring his little stand-up thing in here so that way he can't like get too many objects. Cause I don't have a little playpen for you in here. This is Daddy's office. Yeah. I know.
I can say he slept great initially once I brought him back to bed the final time through there. So
I'm sure. That's what he does. Love you. What do you think, bud? Do you think this should be on a Windows 2000 machine, or should we keep it Windows 98? I say Windows 98. I know. You're just tired, bud. You're waking up, you're tired, this is just nonsense, I understand. But we're up to DirectX 9C. That's pretty cool. Want to say hi to Uncle Sam? Say hi, Uncle Sam. Yeah. Yeah. Is that a smile I saw? Was that a little smile? Okay. Oh, goodness. I don't know if Aunt Kapoo's there. Say hi, Aunt Kapoo. Hi. Oh, sorry, dog. Oh, poor guy. I know. You just don't feel good. I know. You good? Okay. Oh, I know. It's hard being a hunter bunter. I know. Bub. Uncle Sam's gonna build you a DOS machine. Is it gonna be 3D accelerated? Or is it gonna be a local bus system? Oh, she's working late tonight. That stinks. You just want to roam around, huh? Is that what you're saying? You're like, I want to roam around. Dad. I want to move these legs. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Goodness gracious. Got you. Okay, fine. I don't have you then. Fine. Be that way. I'm trying to be all sweet on you. You're like, no. No sweets. No sweets. Oh, this is Atari, right? I don't know if I installed anything from Atari. Well, I thought I installed Neverwinter Nights. I'll take all the Mental Eagles down there, so hey, what the heck? Okay. Will this run? Let's find out. Will it blend? What do you think, Hunter? Okay, yeah, you got some leg. Hard drive's working. Are we gonna be running this on the Voodoo? What do you think? Are you a good luck charm? Are you a silly Billy good luck charm? Or are you just upset? You also might be just upset. Appropriate. Makes sense. That's fair. Bro, look at that! Can we run the whole Roller Coaster Tycoon trilogy on this machine? That would be fun. What a great series. I don't have any of the headphones on, so I don't know if the sound is just going terribly, but I mean, the video playback sure ain't fast. And we got Soaked as an expansion, and we got Wild as an expansion. If I can get you kids playing games like these, oh man, wouldn't that be slick? We gotta get you some meds. You know, I'll have to ask Mom if she gave you some medicine. Actually, no, I don't think we did. I think I just got you to bed. I have 12 RAM's good. That's all you need. Collecting resources. Ugh. I know. Ugh. Okay. Options. Yeah. Keyboard bindings, graphics settings. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's just play. Tutorial mode. RCT3. Camera controls. Go. It might work. Oh my gosh. What? 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 Tickle monsters? Tickle monsters? Tickle monsters. Should we tickle monster? Should we tickle monster? What? You sound boogered up, bub. You sound boogery with a capital booger. You know that? Capital boogers. Oh, the snotty. Yes. So basically, we've had sickness going around the house, because of course we've had sickness going around the house. On top of the cold, and all that. And Hunter's in the stage of just being full snot in his head, basically. Kirky's on the mend. I think Kirky got the worst of it right away. And now the daycare folks are sick too. So it is a chugging. But you know what? It's going. It's going, baby. Yeah, like daycare folks now have whatever this is going around. I think Jess is getting over some remnants of it. I believe this is what I had before, because I had something going on before. These kids had it much worse. It's been a time, huh, bud? As is family life. And that's okay. Eye boogers. Yeah, eye boogers. Got a lot of eye boogers actually. I gotta clean that up. You just tossed your passy in some random direction. Yeah, I hear ya. You just had enough. And get your eye boogers. Maybe help you out a little bit there. Wonderful. Hey. What? What you think? What you think? You're just tired. Man. Yeah. You're just tired. I know. This should be 512 megs of RAM. I know. Poor guy. I know. It's hard being Kettle. Huh. You just lost your passy again. You're just like, I'm done with it. You're like, no. Oh, look, it's doing something. Oh, boy. Yeah. It runs. Oh, boy. Ah, there's just how the game's supposed to run. Ah, you got my mouth. Man, I don't know where your hands have been. Ah. Oh. Yeah, this like whole color thing changed. It wasn't like this before. Hey. I know. Let's get your passy, wherever it got thrown. You threw it. I know, buddy. Hey. Oh, put it. I know. little cold at night there, huh? So you gotta make sure you can get to bed and rested, okay? Say goodnight to Uncle Sam. Say goodnight, Uncle Sam. Okay.